Hello students, today I am going to continue the chapter polynomials of class 9. So here in this lecture I am going to discuss first some questions. So my first question is, find the value of the polynomial 5x minus 4x square plus 3 at x is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 1, x is equal to 2. So here a polynomial is given. Let us take this polynomial as px. So px is equal to 5x minus 4x square plus 3. So first we have to find the value of this polynomial at x is equal to 0. So at first I have to put x is equal to 0. So by putting x is equal to 0, it will become p of 0. P of 0 is equal to 5 into 0 minus 4 into 0 square plus 3. So answer will be what? 3. So similarly, by putting x is equal to minus 1 in place of x in this polynomial, we can find the value of px again. So the next question is question number 2. Verify whether x is equal to minus 1 by 3 is the 0 of the polynomial px is equal to 3x plus 1. That means you have to verify that x is equal to minus 1 by 3 is the 0 of this polynomial or not. First of all, you have to remember that you have to recall that when the value of x, when any value of x will be the 0 of polynomial. So already we have discussed that at the given point, that means the given value of x, when we put the value of x in the given polynomial, if the answer is 0, then that value of x will be called as the 0 of the given polynomial. So what we have to check, first we have to put x is equal to minus 1 by 3. After that we have to check that px is equal to 0 or not. If the value of px is 0, then the given value of x will be the 0 or solution of the given polynomial. So let us do question number 2. So the answer is, first we have to write the polynomial px is equal to 3x plus 1. Next we have to check at x is equal to minus 1 by 3. So put the value of x is equal to minus 1 by 3 by putting it in the place of x. We can see that the answer is what? 0. Here 3 and 3 will get cancelled. Remaining will be minus 1 plus 1. That will become 0. Therefore, what we can conclude from this? We can say that x is equal to minus 1 by 3 is the 0 of px, because at this point the value of the px is 0. So next question is number 3. Find the 0 of polynomial px is equal to x plus 5. Next you have to find the 0 of this polynomial. Already I have discussed in my previous lecture that how to find the 0 of polynomial. You have to equate the value of px is equal to 0. By putting the value of px is equal to 0, you can get the value of x. So at that value of x, the value of px will be 0. That means the solution will become the 0 of the polynomial. So let us do question number 3. So here the answer, px is equal to x plus 5. So for finding the zeros of px, equate px is equal to 0. Then the value of px is x plus 5. So x plus 5 is equal to 0. Transferring 5 to that side, we will get x is equal to minus 5. So hence x is equal to minus 5 is the 0 of px. So here the next topic is how to divide a polynomial with another polynomial. So I have taken one example. Divide 3x square plus x minus 1 by a linear polynomial, that is x plus 1. So how to divide this polynomial by x plus 1? First of all, you have to check the dividend. In dividend, our first term is 3x square. So we will write 3x square. Next, our divisor. divisor is x plus 1. In this, our first term is x. So write x in denominator. So what we have to check? We have to divide 3x square by x. 3x square by x, it will become, by cancelling it, you will get what? 3x. Here only one x is present, here two x are present. So it will get cancelled, you will get what? 3x. That means what we are getting, if we multiply x with 3x, then what we will get? We will get 3x square. So how to find that number? By dividing the first term of the dividend with the first term of the divisor, you will get your answer. So 3x is the first term, 3x should be written in quotient. I will write it in quotient. It will be the first term of the quotient. Therefore, what we will conclude that? We will conclude that if x is multiplied with 3x, we will get what? 3x square. So here I have to write what? 3x. So I am multiplying the whole divisor with what? 3x. So we will do it in rough. So you have to apply here distributive property of multiplication over addition. So what we will get? 3x into x, it will be what? 3x square. Plus 3x into 1. 3x into 1 will be what? 3x. So this is we have to write below the dividend. So we will write it. So after that we have to do subtraction. I have written that the 3x square plus 3x below the dividend. Here we have to write x square below x square. Means x square and x square are like terms, so you have to write it in one column. Means you have to write under 1. Similarly here 3x we got 3x. So where we have to write 3x and x, they are also like term, because here the power of x is 1, here also the power of x is 1. So 3x should be written below x. Next we have to do subtraction. So 3x square minus 3x square will become 0. Next, x minus 3x. You have to, for solving, you have to see this sign, minus sign, because the sign will change. Already you know, when we divide a number by another number, you have to subtract. After dividing, means after writing the quotient, then you are writing one number below the dividend. Then what you are doing? You are doing subtraction. Similarly, here also we have to do subtraction. So it will be what? Minus 3x plus x. Minus 3x plus x become what? 2x. Minus 2x. Then minus 1 will come below. Then again our new dividend will become what? Minus 2x minus 1 will be our new dividend. Again we have to see the first term of the dividend. So first term is minus 2x. So what we want? We want minus 2x. So which variable I will multiply with x to get minus 2x? Again you have to divide. So how we have divided first 3x square by x. Again here also I have to divide minus 2x by x. So again we will do it minus 2x by x. So x will get cancelled, you will get what? Minus 2. That means our next term in the quotient will be what? Minus 2. So similarly I am writing the other processes also. So again in the next step, by dividing we got minus 2, then I have written here minus 2. So again we will multiply minus 2 with the divisor. So minus 2 into x will be minus 2x, and minus 2 into plus 1 will be minus 2. So I have written minus 2x minus 2 below the new dividend. This was the new dividend. Below it I have written minus 2x minus 2. So again by solving you have to change the symbol. Here it is minus, that means we have to change the symbol. It will be plus, because we are doing subtraction. So minus 2x minus what? Minus 2x. It is subtracted. Okay, minus 2x is subtracted from minus 2x. So this will what? This will be what? Plus. So minus 2x plus 2x. So this symbol we are writing here. So this is plus. So minus 2x plus 2x, it will become 0. So it will get cancelled. So I have not written here anything. Next is minus 1. Here again symbol will change. It will be plus. So plus 2. Plus 2 minus 1 will be how much? that is equal to 1, which is the remainder. This is remainder and this is our quotient. So this method is called long division method. Again, we can find the remainder, that is 1, by long division method also, and there is another method we can do it directly also. So the other method is what? First of all, you have to see the divisor. So divisor is our linear polynomial x plus 1. Simply by putting x plus 1 is equal to 0, that means you have to find the 0 of this polynomial. So the 0 of this polynomial is what? Minus 1, because plus 1 will go to that side, it will become minus 1. So what we have to do? We have to put the value of this, that means here the value of x is minus 1. You have to put that value into the polynomial, means this polynomial, that dividend. You have to put the value of x from the divisor to the dividend. So by putting the value of x is equal to minus 1 in the polynomial, this polynomial I have taken as px. So by putting, what we are getting after simplification? 1, which we already got in long division method also. So this method is also applicable and this method is also applicable. Just we are checking that this that long division method that we have done, the remainder is correct or not. So we can also check by this method also. So in question they will mention that you have to use long division method or you have to do by this method for finding the remainder. And one more thing, just remember, you can only find the remainder by using this method, but not quotient. And from long division method, using long division method, we can find the remainder and quotient also. So here is the conclusion of this long division method and this method. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is remainder theorem. So what is written in remainder theorem? See, let px be any polynomial. So what is px? Px is any polynomial, and here our px, in the last example our px was this one. So px be any polynomial of degree greater than or equal to 1. This is the symbol of greater than or equal to. That means you will get in book also, greater than means it is greater than 1 and equal to means it may be equal to 1 also. So degree greater, similar means here our degree is what? 2. This polynomial is having degree 2, which is what? Greater than 1. It may be greater than 1 or it may be equal to 1. And let a be any real number. So what is a? A is any real number. So that means it may be rational or it may be irrational number. If px is divided by a linear polynomial x minus a, that means what we have done? We have divided this polynomial by the given polynomial, this linear polynomial. So here just compare both the things. This is our px and this x plus 1 is our what? X minus a. Here we are writing x minus a. So what is the written? If px is divided by linear polynomial x minus a, then what will be the remainder? Remainder is p of a. So p of a is what? Here you have to find the value of a. So what we are getting by putting this is equal to 0, the value of a is what? The value of a here is minus 1. So by putting the value of a in the given polynomial, so we are getting what? P of minus 1. So P of minus 1 is what? P of minus 1 is P of a, because the value of a is minus 1. So P of a is equal to what? 1. 1 is what? Which is the remainder of this polynomial. So P of a, that means P of minus 1 is the required remainder. So what we have done in the example, that is all written in the remainder theorem. So try to do exercise 2.3. By this you can easily do exercise 2.3. You can do it by long division method also, and for checking you can directly do it with this method also. So the next topic is factorization of polynomials. So you have to factorize a polynomial, that means you have to break the polynomial. So how to break a polynomial? A linear polynomial cannot be broken because in a linear polynomial we have only degree equal to 1. So which polynomial we can divide? Which polynomial we can factorize? We can factorize a polynomial having degree greater than 1. So greater than 1 will be what? Quadratic polynomial. So first of all, I will discuss about quadratic polynomial. I have also taken one example of a quadratic polynomial. So you have to factorize this quadratic polynomial. So there is a method, that method is called middle term splitting method. So by middle term splitting method, you have to factorize the quadratic polynomial. So how to do it? See, here middle term splitting. Splitting means you have to break it, and middle term means exactly the middle term. So what is in middle term? In middle term it is given as 7. So you have to split 7 into 2 parts. So we can write 7 as 6 plus 1. We can also write 3 plus 4. We can write 5 plus 2. So by that also we can split. But there is a condition for splitting. So how to split it? You have to first check the coefficient of x square. So what is coefficient of x square? It is 3, and you have to check the last term, that is constant term. You have to multiply these two terms. So 3 into 4, you have to multiply the two terms. So 3 into 4 is what? 12. So the answer is what? 12. So what we have to check? You have to split 7. You have to split 7 into 2 parts, so that when we multiply the 2 parts, the answer will come as 12. Okay, what is the condition? You have to split the 7 into 2 parts, so that the 2 parts, that means the 2 number, should be multiplied and the answer should come as 12. So the answer is yes, we can split 7 into 2 parts like 3 and 4. We can split as 3 and 4. So 3 and 4, when we add 3 and 4, we will get 7, and when we multiply 3 with 4, we will get what? 12. But if we take 6 and 1, what will happen? 6 plus 1 is 7. This is okay. But 6 multiplied by 1, multiplied with 1, it will not be 12. But we need answer as 12. So this condition will not take place. Again, if we take 2 and 5, 2 plus 5 is also 7. But what is 2 into 5? 2 into 5 is 10. Again, it is not 12. So we want what? We want two numbers, so that addition of two number will be that number, that middle number, and when we multiply it, we will get as the number 12. So the numbers are 3 and 4. So the next step will be 3x square plus, in place of 7, we will write 3 plus 4 into x plus 4. So here the process is, so in place of 7 I have written 3 plus 4. Then in next step you have to open this bracket, you will get 3 into x, 3x, plus 4 into x as 4x, plus that's 4. So the terms are like this. We have 4 terms now. So from first 2 terms, what we have to do? See here, I have to take common from this 2 terms, first 2 terms. So from first 2 terms we have 3x as common. Then in bracket what will be remaining? X in first term, and then plus 1, because we are taking 3x. Again from this 4 is common. Then in bracket we have x plus 1. So as you see in this x, in this line, x plus 1 is common. So again we will what? We will take common from this line. What is the common term? X plus 1 is the common term, and in bracket again it will be what? 3x plus 4. So we have factorized this quadratic polynomial. The degree of this quadratic polynomial was 2, and we have divided the polynomial into 2 parts. So the 2 factors of this polynomial is this. So why I am telling 2 factors? Because if we write suppose 16, then we can write 16 as 2 into 8. So the factors of 16 is what? 2 and 8. We can say 2 and 8 are the factors of 16. Similarly, this polynomial is factorized into 2 parts. The 2 factors. These are also called what? 2 factors of the given polynomial. So this is all about today. So try to practice exercise 2.3. There is another factorization is remaining. That is, if quadratic polynomial is not given and cubic polynomial or higher than cubic polynomial it is given, then how to factorize it. So there are 2-3 things which will be discussed in my next lecture. So that are first one will be how to factorize a cubic polynomial, and what is a factor theorem, and next topic will be identities. So these 3 topics I will discuss in my next lecture. So try to do and try to practice up to exercise 2.3. So thank you for today.